So the old guy looks at the millennials and goes, "You can't just smack it, slap on it, and spread some marmalade all it and call it and get the job done." I hammered that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Where's Carl podcast here on the Monkey Caviar Podcast Network. I am Tiny, your host. With me, as always, the man that if I had roller skates, he'd have a brand new key. AdamLevy. Adam, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. I feel like roller skating hand in hand down a country road with you. That's how I feel.
Yeah, as long as the asphalt's okay. I'm surprised I didn't eat shit a couple times on that trip down the road.
That's the cleanest street in the South.
Yeah.
You can't do that on the streets here now. I can't imagine what it would be like after the apocalypse.
Yeah, seriously. I expected, and especially, with no depth perception, Carl, I'm sure he would have, had a little road rash going somewhere.
Want to talk about Carl's dart throwing skills?
Well, not only that, his driving skills too.
God, guy can't hit the broadside of a barn, right? Horrible.
Well, that's what I say. When you've got no depth perception, you're kind of hosed.
If he was a superhero, he'd be no depth perception, man. Just constantly running into shit. Oh, God. Horrible. So, here we have what we're going to now call the Season 7 Yawn Fest episode series. 4 episodes in a row. Okay, you're tired. A lot of people talking mostly.
Yeah, and the thing is the comic books get like that too. It's not completely unreasonable to expect something like this. Like I said before, you can't just have nonstop action for an hour every week and expect the story to be moving forward.
Right. In 8 episodes, we can't expect a full infiltration of Negan's organization either. So
no, I mean there's a lot of stuff to set up. A lot of status quo to go over. We've got 3 different communities that have to deal with the Negan situation and show us how each of these 3 places is dealing with Negan, because everyone's got their own method of dealing with him.
Yeah, I like Gregory's method: hide in the shadows and be a coward.
That's Gregory's the kind of guy that. Gregory seems like the kind of guy that if Negan gave him a shit sandwich, he'd eat it with a smile and ask for a second one.
Oh my God, he so would. I hate this guy. This was the worst episode by far for poor Gregory. He's made to look quite small. And
and given the opportunity, I'm sure somebody should have been taking him out. I'm almost surprised one of Negan's crew didn't take him out there in the house.
I was thinking that Og was gonna Simon.
Yeah.
I liked my only comment that I have to share, and I'm going to share it early just in case somebody's listening now that won't be later, is that is Neil before Og.
Yeah.
Yeah, full on Neil before Og moment, and that was awesome. But good for him. I like that guy. He's a good actor.
I know him from somewhere. I couldn't place him, but I know I've seen him before.
Yeah, you have. It's I want to tell you because I looked him up today and I was like, oh shit, he's in that. And what the hell was it? Was it Justified? Maybe.
Possibly.
I believe I could look at. Hey, it might still be on my phone. Hold on. We're gonna go to my phone later because I posted this thing today, and we got some really great responses, and I'm gonna read them live off the internet.
All right.
As it were.
Excellent.
Yeah, he just happens to be pulled up on my phone because I was looking it up earlier today. Oh, I don't want his movies though. Go backwards. Yeah, that's my iPhone. You are beautiful. So when I take a picture, that's what you see.
There you go.
I like to spread love.
Hey, it works.
Is it Westworld? Rebus in Westworld.
Okay.
Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul, person of interest. He's the voice in Grand Theft Auto. Third watch Law and Order. Yeah, I would have to go with.
And maybe Westworld's where I've seen him in recently. Then
Better Call Saul or Westworld. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, good on him. Anyway,
he's got a great role in this show.
He is awesome in this. I love Simon. I like that little scene with him and Gregory, where he's pretty much telling him, "You're about to eat shit. You're about to eat a lot of shit. You're about to eat so much shit that I'm going to keep feeding you shit, and you're going to ask for more shit." And
exactly.
Like, yes, sir. I like shit. Shit is good.
Yeah.
All right. So we saw 5 seconds of Rick and Michonne, and then they disappear on a supply run, which is going to be a running theme with the Negan situation. Anytime you want to disappear from your characters for a couple weeks,
send them on a supply run.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad.
Heath, still out there in the ether, Tara and Heath, they're still on a supply run, and Rick's going out on another one. You should really let him come back first. I'd have a load of stuff.
Well, with as much as Negan's taken, you need all the supplies you can get. But I'm really glad we didn't have a lot of Rick this episode. After the last hour and a half after the episode last week, hour and a half of Marge and just him whining about everything, I needed a break from Rick.
I really thought Marge was going to catch it on more than it did, but it shows the power of our podcast, which is we don't have any.
Not yet.
It's all right. It's all right. We have fun. So Maggie's at the old hilltop. They just show up. Ta-da! Maggie's here, and and she's fine. Baby's fine. Everything's good. No worries there. But her and Sasha can't stay.
No, Gregory can't even remember their names.
Is Gregory just so drunk that he can't remember their names?
I think,
or is he just really? I know in the comics he doesn't play. They're playing the drunk thing a lot harder in the show.
Yeah. I think he's just a dumbass.
Yeah, he is a dumbass.
He reminds me of a manager I had when I worked for AMC Theaters. There's one of the general manager at one of the theaters I worked at. Guy didn't know anybody that worked for him. I mean, not a single person. He knew his management staff, and that was it. As far as like the actual employees, couldn't tell you a single one of their names. And Gregory reminds me a lot of that guy.
Yeah, I abide by the Ron Swanson philosophy, which is I will call you by the wrong name occasionally to let you know that I really don't care about you.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I tend to remember any. I'm really bad with trivia, though, because I get a lot of people that play.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then I'll like run into them at Walmart, and they'll be like, hey, Tiny, how's it going, man? I'll be like, hey, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kristen says it's tough to go anywhere in this town because I keep getting recognized. And I'm like, it's just trivia, you know? I'm not like some rock star. They certainly don't watch the podcast because we have no viewers right now. So it's not this.
No.
I really thought we'd have people today because I advertised hard.
Yeah, I saw some of your posts.
All right. I was working.
Maybe everyone's just getting ready for Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing Survivor podcast Wednesday because of that, or on Thursday. But it's like a 2-hour episode of Survivor that we're missing. So I'm like, we might have to find time to do this.
Just like a quick little recap later on.
It doesn't need to be like on Thursday. I don't want to break up anybody's Thanksgiving to do a freaking podcast. But I'm home alone that week. So.
Oh, party at Mike's house.
Oh my God! There's going to be so much football on Thursday. It's me in my pajamas, and it's heavy. So
nice.
Yeah. So that anyway. What are you doing for the holidays? As long as we're on that topic.
I'm on my own this year. I ain't got nothing going
on. It's good being a free agent on a holiday, especially this one, because people will want to feed you.
Yeah. No,
because they feel bad that you don't have anywhere to go. It's great, man. You can cash it. I'm looking at 3 possible dinners and a couple of pie deliveries.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I'm just thinking of going to the store and get myself a little ham, throw it in the oven. I'll be good.
You got money for ham?
Barely.
Damn.
Barely.
Damn, man.
I ain't talking about like no honey baked, man. I'm talking like that canned ham.
Honey baked. That's way out of my league.
Yeah, mine too. Like I said, I'd settle for the can.
So did you like how they got, I'm just going to go on with the show now.
Yeah.
Do you like how they got Maggie to Hilltop without showing us anything?
I don't think we really needed to see anything. I mean,
it pretty much would have been the Carol thing all over again, right?
Yeah.
You would imagine.
Exactly.
So,
we knew she was going there. I'm assuming it was a pretty uneventful trip. Really, why waste the screen time showing us how she got there, or showing us, the doctor, doing an ultrasound on her or something, because it really didn't further the story one bit.
So what was there, like 2 main stories in this episode, or 3?
Oh, you've got
Enid and Carl.
Yeah.
Or Carnid, as it's being called. Maggie and the Hilltop. Was there anybody else in this at all?
Really, that's really the bulk of it right there.
All right. So let's just go like character wise instead of following this mess.
Sure.
All right. So we'll deal with the Hilltop, and then we'll deal with Carl because they kind of show up at the end.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So with them at the Hilltop, and Gregory shows up when they're at the graves, and in the Hilltop they don't bury their dead because they're all snooty.
Yeah.
And, yeah, right? I mean, what's the point? So he thinks that Sasha lives there, and he's like, hey, thanks for doing all the work here, and because you're black, because that's how the president's are. Oops. All right, did you not feel a little bit that Gregory's a little Trumpy?
A little bit.
He's a little Trumpy, right? He's totally out of his element. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He knows nobody that's around him. So yeah. Kind of. All right.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I mean, even Jesus talks about that. He's like, when I got here, he was already in power. He's like, and I thought that they had, had put him up here, but he's like, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Here's what I realized about Jesus. One, he would have had zombie kill of the week. I was fully prepared to give Jesus the zombie kill of the week for what I've called. Are you ready for this one?
Sure.
The Jesus gets the rebound and scores zombie walker, where he jumps off the wall, kicks the walker in the head. That was.
Well, I was really ready to go Kung Fu Jesus on that one.
Well, I also have the Bob Knows Best roundhouse kick walker. That's a pretty inside joke, but
yeah, very.
There you go. I have the what was this one? Oh, the Golden Gate Walker. He bent over backwards.
Yeah.
And then I have the She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy Walkers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I gave the kill of the week to the Pacers' Death by Tractor.
Yeah.
I liked the Pacer. I thought it was a genius move.
It was brilliant. I mean, and especially the little middle finger lock mechanism on the back.
Applique on the back, right? I'm gonna get one of those for my car now.
Yeah, I mean, if that wasn't a message, then I don't know what it was. But yeah, it was definitely a message by the new group of saviors in that territory. Just kind of.
I was shocked it wasn't Easy Street because really. I mean, we've already paid for the rights to the song. We might as well drive it into the ground.
They weren't trying to annoy the walkers and or the people in Hilltop. They were trying to scare the crap out of them. I mean, and Easy Street. Easy Street. I don't know if it's a song that would really scare you.
Well, I just think they meant to get the walkers in there so they could show up in the morning and be like, "Oh, look, we killed them all for you." But that didn't happen.
See, if their plan had gone the way it was supposed to, where they were going to come in and kill the walkers, then they should have been coming in and playing Easy Street.
Right.
Because then the people in Hilltop would be on Easy Street if Negan's saviors were clearing out walkers for him.
Maybe that's how some wrestler needs to use that as his walk-in music now. That would be superb for Goldberg to come out of retirement and be like,
he just came out of retirement last night.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, in a match that lasted like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Pay-per-view. It's like going to a Kanye West show.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that Mike Tyson fight.
Oh yeah, well, there was a couple of those, but that wasn't because of a fix. Wrestling is fake bullshit. All right,
I know it's fake, but it's still entertaining as hell sometimes.
To knock these guys the fuck out. There's a big difference.
Oh no, I know that, but I mean, it's like you figure, you're paying money for this, big event. You get a main event match that's like less than a minute, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's because Goldberg was 49. He had one lift in him. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. then he was tapped. Done city. All right.
And the funny thing is, that's pretty much exactly what Steve said. Steve's like, yeah, I think that's pretty much all he had in him. Yeah.
I don't need a wrestling podcast to know that. I mean, he's older than me. I know that if I had to lift Brock Lesnar off the ground, I would be able to do it once. There'd be no more.
The Undertaker's 50 and he's coming back again.
Just let it go, guys. I mean, I know they need money and whatnot, but you can do signings forever. Oh, yeah. You get a nice comfy chair and they bring you soda. All right. So what else happened over there at the so they go in there and with the pacer and Sasha goes fucking ham and Jesus he's Jesus. But what I realized about Jesus is he's a very small dude.
Yeah. See, here's the one thing I don't understand is why were they locked into their trailer?
Why were they locked in the trailer?
Because when they tried to get out the front door was locked. They couldn't get out. That's why Sasha had to go out through the roof.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, did Gregory lock him in there? Just so they,
I don't recall him being locked in there, but I know they went out the top. Maybe they just felt it was safer to get a look at what was going on first.
Maybe. I mean, because I know that first, like, Sasha tried the front door and she couldn't get out. And she's like, what the hell's going on?
No, I don't know. Maybe the Saviors locked all the doors when they lit all the fires. They didn't show that.
Yeah, because I mean, they had to have been sneaky because all of a sudden there's fires in a car playing music and the doors are open.
I forgot to mention Michonne's kiss on Rick.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, Mike's gonna be pissed.
Oh, I'm so mad. Get your little pickle out of my girl. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, but man, she kissed him like a woman.
Yeah. More than Marge deserved.
It was a good night for the Grimes boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's nice to see Carl get a little action finally.
All right, we're jumping around.
Yeah, back to Hilltop.
So back to the Hilltop. So after all this ass kicking goes on, Sasha and Jesus clear it out. They get the gate shut, and cowardly Mayor Gunderson, Gregory. Is backing into the shadows, not wanting any part of that.
No.
He's so horrible.
Gregory's happy to be, living in his big mansion with his fancy paintings and his booze and not knowing anybody's names and just oblivious to what's going on outside of the walls.
So, yeah, he's oblivious to everything. And he's a horrible leader. I mean, obviously, that goes without saying. But
I mean, I don't know if you could really call him a leader at this point. He's just kind of like the guy that they go to.
He's at some point a figurehead, at least. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of comparisons to a certain orange president-elect.
Well, see, I'd almost compare him more to the Queen, where he is just a figurehead, and they're the people making the decisions.
Is there like a council at the Hilltop, or do you know?
No, I mean, ultimately, he is the one that's making the decisions, but obviously, I don't think everybody agrees with him. Obviously, Jesus didn't agree with pretty much most of the stuff he had to say last night. So I mean, there obviously is dissent among the ranks.
Yeah, after this episode, Jesus is just all right with me.
Yeah.
Thanks. I've been saving that one all day too.
Yeah.
No, I thought. I'm sorry. I thought Jesus came off really well, as opposed to is the perfect opposition of Gregory, who came off really, really bad.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see anybody else in Hilltop aside from the doctor, so we don't know what anybody else in that town thinks of Gregory. Jesus is the only other person in Hilltop that we really have any kind of opinion, who's got an opinion on anything else that's going on there.
I know in the comics, Maggie met Brianna over the while she was at Glenn and Abraham's grave. Did not happen in this episode. Not to say there won't be a Brianna. Or not to say that Brianna is important. But,
yeah, I mean, who knows what we're going to see. I mean, it's kind of like Game of Thrones, though, where, they don't introduce all the characters. Other characters take on the roles of other characters. They kind of merge them into one character. So we might see somebody else kind of step into that role. We might see that character show up. With a show like this, you never can tell what we're going to see.
So the preview for next week says a group finds a new community, and I'm like, they can't bring in another one. Like Tara and Heath can't find somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're going to introduce a fourth brand new community that didn't exist in the comic books.
That would be wild.
Yeah,
and unnecessary.
I mean, unless they feel they really need to do that to take on Negan and the Saviors, but because I mean, as it is now, there are 3 communities that have no weapons.
None. It's going to make on a weapon front.
It's going to make this really difficult to try and oppose Negan. So, unless they find a weapon stash somewhere, or they find some other people that's got some weapons that can help them out, because they're not going to go up against the Saviors with knives and blunt objects and other improvised weapons. It's not going to stand a chance.
Don't take their guns in the comic.
They don't.
They don't take their guns in the comic.
No, because they still have their guns.
It's a little different. Yeah. And I'm sorry, it's a little different, but you're leaving them completely unarmed.
Yeah.
Which is, when we're building up to all-out war, and literally and figuratively, and we have no weapons for our troops.
Yeah.
Eugene is going to play a huge part in this, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, if he can get the bullet manufacturing going like he's talking about, and we already saw Rosita last week, asking him to make her a bullet for the gun that she found. But yeah, one bullet in one gun is not going to do anything against the Saviors.
Right.
And it puts everybody in a kind of a difficult position. If they're supposed to go out and find, supplies for Negan, they kind of need a way to defend themselves, and hand-to-hand weaponry is not going to really cut it if you get caught in a bad situation.
I don't know. I'd rather have Michonne with that knife than a fucking gun, because she's stuck with the gun.
Well, as long as she's got the knife, yeah, that's fine. But Rick with the gun, I'm okay with Rick having a gun.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Carl.
Just don't give him darts.
Right now.
Don't give him darts.
Wow. But the Savior, so back to the hilltop, the Saviors show up the next morning after their little car attack. And Simon takes Gregory into the Oval Office there and says, I hope you get the point of last night. And that point was that you are vulnerable as fuck. And if we have a chance to mess with you, we're gonna.
Yeah. Well, Gregory first is like, he's like, oh, just let Negan know his message was received. And Simon's like, what was the message?
Yeah.
And Gregory's like, Gregory's like, that we're thankful for you guys. So
you're still Saviors, even though we killed all them walkers. You're still
yeah.
Gregory's a puss.
He is, and like I said, I don't think he really knows what's going on. He's, as long as he can get these people to leave him alone, he'll give them whatever they want. As long as, and I mean, he was even willing to sell Maggie and Sasha out. You saw how quickly he was. Yeah. It didn't take him much, in the way of time of thought to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I've got something else to show you.
While Simon had Gregory in the Oval Office there, maybe you can clear it up. Did he tell them that all of the Alexandria people were dead?
The people in Alexandria?
Yeah.
Like Rick and them, you mean?
Yeah, see, because Simon says something to Gregory about the people that now work for us. And then
he was talking about the outpost that Rick and them took out last season. Because those are the people that were collecting from Hilltop originally. Gotcha. And that's why Simon's there now, because that group's gone, so they need a new group of people close to them to collect.
All right, so they know that this half shit is coming, so it's been done before. So they're really just taking half of what's left, and of course Gregory's painting.
Yeah. And see, I wasn't sure if Simon is trying to allude to the fact that Gregory knew about the outpost getting taken out, because that was part of the deal. Yeah. Because Gregory looks like, not Gregory, Simon, for his kind of hillbilly as he looks like he's a kind of a smart guy. He kind of knows what's going on. So, I mean, and again, Negan likes to test people, so this whole thing may have been a test too, to see how Gregory's going to react.
Yeah, how does Negan find all these guys that are kind of like him, and that they're a little bit of a sociopath and just on the edge of cruel, but quite charming.
Well, when you're in a zombie apocalypse where killing is a means to survival, you're going to see, these kinds of characteristics brought out in people because it's now the new norm.
Fair enough.
So,
go ahead.
And say, because, not everybody is going to kill to survive or, take as much pleasure in, taking off a zombie's head as other people are.
Right,
there are people that don't like it.
Of the world.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your Morgans, and then you've got your Simons and your Negans who just absolutely seem to love it.
They like hurting people as much as they like hurting the walkers.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty shady. So Simon asks Gregory if there's anything else he'd like to add. And he's like, oh, yeah, let me think about this. Yeah, let me give up these two women.
Yeah.
He goes,
let me show you what I got in the closet.
He goes to let him out behind door number 2. And behind door number 2 is all your booze. So Jesus switched out and turned the girls into wine, if you don't get it.
No.
Right? Jesus did that. See?
All the religious jokes coming out tonight.
I'm telling you, it was all over that. Turns out that Simon is a gin man. Doesn't like scotch. I can't remember what he said it tastes like. Something, cleaning products in an ashtray.
Yeah.
I'm with him on that. Scotch is not good. I'm a rum guy.
I'm not a big scotch fan.
Much more. Yeah, so Jesus is
give me a bottle of the captain and I'm good.
Oh yeah, love me the captain. Simon says, this is great, thanks for the booze, but I'm not going to tell Negan it's from you. I'm going to take the credit for this one.
I'm taking the headline on this one.
Yeah, and I love that. He's like, the headline.
And I love he's like, why don't you just slide that bottle back in the case here? And he's like, wait a minute. I wasn't asking. Why don't you slide that bottle back in the case?
Right.
Okay.
So he's just about to leave, and he's like, oh, yeah, and we're going to take half your shit. Get the painting off the wall. And one last thing. Kneel before Og.
Yeah. Just the way he said that, he's like, just casually, like, oh, by the way, can I get a kneel? And Greg is like, oh, okay. And just dropped to a knee.
And then he patted him on the head like a dog.
Because that's pretty much all Gregory is right now.
And that, exactly.
Gregory was a good boy. I mean, I'm surprised that Simon didn't give him a treat.
It was ridiculous. So Gregory runs upstairs because Jesus had stashed the girls up in his boudoir. And he gets all uppity that that's it. And Jesus is like, you know what? We're done with you. This is how it's going to work. This is my family now. And they're staying, I'm staying. We're all going to stay. And he goes, look, dear, you can't do that. And Maggie's like, you know what? You call me dear, you call me honey. No. My name is Maggie Reed.
Yeah.
And
dropping the last name.
She punched him in the face, and that was awesome.
She punched him in the face because he stole Glenn's watch that she left on his grave.
Fun fact, in the comic, she says my name is Maggie Green.
Did she? Oh, that's right.
I just read it today to re-up myself. And so I was like, look at that. Look what she did. So yeah, they changed that for the show. Good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Gregory deserved to get punched in the face. He deserved a lot more. Maggie, was holding back, probably for the sake of the baby.
Oh, I really see. This is a guy, he's got to go down. And I don't think just going out by Walker is going to be good enough for him.
No.
I really want him like drawn and quartered would be nice. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a kingdom thing to do, maybe.
Maybe send him over to Ezekiel and feed him to Shiva.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. We got to get Shiva back in this story pretty soon.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some tiger in my life. So after Gregory like bows out with his head between his legs, after he's like, "You kneeled, you're a bitch, just go away." And he's like, "That was progress," and he's like, "Not progress, you're a pussy."
Pretty much, yeah.
So he's like, "We need a new leader," and like looks at Maggie like he's gonna bang her. Like it's just a bangity bang. The whole thing's going on, and so obviously we're gonna push in that direction. You think, right?
Jesus and Maggie, I don't know.
Not Jesus and Maggie. I'm saying Maggie leading the hilltop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that's like 100%. She's going to be the first lady there.
Yeah, that's
not the first lady.
I mean,
president because she won the popular vote. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I promise I won't.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to stop. Maggie will end up taking over Hilltop. Like again, who else is going to lead a Hilltop? You know, Jesus doesn't want to, and we have not seen anybody else in the town at all. We've seen, you know, extras walking around, but nobody we know by name. So they're not just going to throw, you know, Hillbilly Joe and the Bumfuck crew, you know, in charge of the town. You know,
who is that? Hillbilly Joe and the Bumfuck crew
and the Bumfuck crew. Yeah,
we got a new hashtag. We might have to get shirts made.
There you go. Yeah. So Sasha, I'm pretty sure doesn't want to lead, but Maggie's got a reason to stay. Maggie's got, you know, she's got nothing else to live for. I mean, she's got the baby to live for, but
doctor's note.
Yeah.
Like the doctor's like, you got to stay, and she's like, okay, I got to stay, and then he's like, nope. Screw that doctor, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
No way, man. You don't have to climb the rope in gym class. You don't have to leave the hilltop.
Yeah.
Maggie's safe. She should stay.
But Greg, I don't know if this comes to is because of the fact that, you know, Maggie was the one that he made the deal with about taking out Negan, and that failed. So he feels if they see her there, you know, that they're going to wipe out Hilltop. You know,
we skipped all over his. We skipped all over his plausible deniability plan, which is more cowardly activity.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what are the chances that, you know, the new group that Negan installed in that little bunker know who Maggie is? Unless, well, wasn't Simon the one that had the marker?
The what?
Was Simon the one that had the marker in the pilot episode? That they used to. That when Negan asked for a pin so he can mark the line.
Yeah, it was Simon. Yes.
Okay, so he would know who Maggie is actually. So if he saw her there, that might.
Yeah, that would definitely upset the apple cart, especially after they told Negan that Maggie was dead.
Yeah. And I mean, this might not have been information that Negan shared with everybody, but yeah.
But if he brought her back, and then they was like, well, they just told me she was dead. We're going to go over there and bust Rick's skull open because he lied. And that's exactly
well, actually, I think if anything, they should bust the preacher's skull open.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that pretty much said that she lied.
That's true. You'll bust open Father Seth's head, or no, that's not his name. Gabriel. Father
Gabriel. Yeah.
Played by Seth. Sorry.
Yes.
So then Sasha tells Jesus that if he wants to make it up to them, he can. All he has to do is find out where Negan lives.
Yeah.
In the comics, Rick sends Jesus on this particular mission. If you remember.
Yep. Yeah, because at this point, Rick wasn't the broken man that we've seen him in the last episode.
Right. Well, I still think the Rick in the comics is going to show up relatively soon.
Yeah.
Here's why. Because, let's finish up. Jesus leaves and tracks down, hops in Negan's truck there.
Yes.
And pours out his scotch
after he takes a swig. Yeah.
That generous swig. And dumps out scotch and finds Carl.
Yes. I wasn't sure we were going to see this, but
I don't know what's going to happen because, and I don't want to spoil anything. So here's where I'm at. There's nobody listening, but if you're watching later and you don't want to be comic book spoiled, just shut it off or fast forward like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or just 5 minutes. It won't take that long.
Yeah. Turn the volume down for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll give you a thing.
We'll give you a thumbs. We'll give you a thumbs up when we're done.
We'll give you a thumbs up when we're cool. All right. So, anyways, back to the spoiler. So, in the comics, Carl's in the back of said truck. Well, it's different. When Negan comes to raid the Alexandria, Carl gets in there, and Rick thinks that Negan took Carl.
Yeah.
And now, but Carl got in the back of the truck with Abraham's machine gun.
Yes, he did.
And opens up fire and whoop ass all over the Savior compound.
Yeah.
Now we have Carl in the back of the van here, and I was like, yeah, except he is not heavily armed.
Yeah, as far as we know, he's not armed at all. He might have a knife, But
Maybe.
what the hell is Carl going to do in, a compound full of saviors without any kind of firearm?
So here, by putting Jesus in the situation, I don't know what Jesus. Well, it can give Carl a helper. It can definitely change the way things go down. Basically, in the comic, he just rolls into Jesus, just kind of rolls in, figures everything out, and heads out.
Yeah. Jesus is like a ninja. I mean, that guy is silent and he's fast and he can get in and out of place without being seen.
God, there's so much in the comics, and I dare to say that we're going to leave off of this half season here. We got what, 2 more episodes?
I think so, yeah.
2 more episodes, and I think we end with the betrayal of Dwight.
Possibly. I mean, well, I don't think Dwight ended up really betraying Negan until the end, but we'll see. We'll see Dwight maybe
it up.
Yeah, we'll see Dwight possibly bringing up the idea of helping the other survivors turn the tides against Negan.
Yeah, I think that would be our cliffhanger for this bit here, is that Dwight really wants to help take Negan out. And Simon may actually, he said something on the couch about right now Negan wants me with him, so right now I'm with Negan.
Yeah.
Which also seems that he could be down for a little bit of revolution.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much loyalty there really is in these guys. I mean, yeah, they'll kneel when Negan walks by, but, who's to say that any of them wouldn't stab Negan in the back if given the opportunity?
Right. It's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
And right now, the numbers say you have to bow down to Negan. But once this, what are we going to call it? This conglomeration of communities comes together, this unilateral, collective, whatever. They're going to, the Hilltop, Alexandria, and the Kingdom. Then the numbers may turn to the other side, where a spineless like Simon would be like, oh, well, I'm going to switch to this side now.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a number of people in that group that are just purely opportunists, and when a better option comes along, they'll jump at it.
Yeah. They exist in reality shows. They might as well exist in reality.
Yeah. I mean, they're living in a place that they're kind of ruled by fear, that if you mess up, you either meet Lucille or you get a hot iron to the face. It's kind of not really a great way to live. I mean, granted, they seem to be doing okay. They've got plenty of food because they make other people work for them, which, I guess in a way that makes Negan just an amazing manager, because delegation is one of his, amazing talents there. Because he knows how to make other people work for him.
With Carl heading to Negan, we can get a bit of the comic book that I think is fucking pure gold.
Okay.
And that is another iron scene coming up. Our first our actual on-camera iron scene would have to come up, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see that. So that should be exciting. That should
and it's going to come to the question of how much are they willing to show, because there were people that were upset about the graphic nature of the pilot episode with 2 people getting their heads bashed in, and what they showed as far as that.
Right.
So whether or not will they have the balls to show somebody taking a hot iron to the face? I mean, honestly, I think that the people at the show would probably do it. They don't seem to shy away from the violence, but it's just a matter of how much they're willing to show, how graphic they want it to be.
With only a couple episodes left, was there? No, there's 3, right? Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, I think it's 3. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So with 3, we perhaps don't get to see Carl again next week. The way the show's been going.
Yeah,
we haven't. So maybe Carl's arrival is our cliffhanger, which is possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might also be, we might get the cliffhanger of Negan letting Rick know that he's got Carl, and and making that, information known and seeing, because this might be what gets Rick off his ass and brings Rick back.
Yeah, I really want it to be Judas so I can be proven right.
But I know you do.
I know, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's fine. Yeah. All right, I think that's going to cover it for a spoiler, right?
I think so.
Hey, you come back. We're going to talk about
welcome back.
All right, I know you didn't tune out and you listened to all that crap anyway, but we try to be nice.
Yeah. We need like a big spoiler alert tag across the screen for something like that.
I can do that. I'm just lazy.
Maybe just make just make a sign that you hold up and say spoiler alert or something.
That's like all I really have to do is put up one of these things right here, like we do at the beginning of the show. I mean, it's really simple. I could put it up, and it would just come up and be like, "There's a spoiler." Too much work.
Yeah,
I'm busy all day doing nothing.
Ain't that the life?
So let's talk a little bit of Carl and Enid before we get to this the internet thing that I did today. How did you like the little love story that played out for our two young lovers?
Well, I mean, it was, I don't know. At first I was confused. I mean, Carl, the whole like, oh, I'm not going to save you. And then all of a sudden Enid walk in, and then Carl comes up and starts running over zombies and running into poles and backing into walls.
Did you not think that thing was going to blow up?
Okay, yeah, I could have sworn. I thought it was going to blow up.
Like 100%. I'm like, oh shit, Carl, get out of the car. It's going to blow up. And then he's like, no, I'm just going to double tap this guy back here with the bumper. Bam!
It's a good thing he wasn't driving a Pinto, right?
And then he like rolls down the window like he's a pimp, and he's like, I was just out to drive, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I wasn't here to save you, but I saw you, so I figured I might as well run these people over, Hey.
Yeah, so she thinks he's out there to save her. We think he's out there to go kill Negan. Both are kind of true, I suppose.
Yeah.
But he finds some magical roller skates on the side of the road that just happen to fit both of their feet.
Because it's magic.
Convenient and awesome is that?
Yeah, two pairs of roller skates that both fit. I mean, that's...
Not inline skates, as you would be prone to find, but actual four-skated roller skate.
The quads, yeah.
Yeah. Because apparently it's 1974 in Georgia. I'm sorry, Virginia, wherever they are now.
Yeah.
They're in Virginia. They're supposed to be in Virginia.
And so we get our little skating scene of them, holding hands and skating down the road and almost falling over a couple times and giggling and laughing.
A couple episodes ago when I said like my favorite parts are when they're having fun and doing that wasn't it.
Not this time, right?
No. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I think Carl should just, I don't know. He's got to lose his virginity. I understand that. It's a part of him getting older. But, man, it's only been 7 seasons. You remember the kid in episode 1? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like watching the Olsen twins bang. I don't know. All right. Maybe I want to see it. But I don't want to see it, when they were like 13 or however.
No, that's
Carl is aging in dog years where everyone else is aging in regular years on The Walking Dead. So
yeah.
Every time that's the problem.
That's the problem when you have kids like that on a show. So they hit that growth spurt, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's only been 2 weeks, but he's grown 5 feet.
Right. Walt was a bad idea on Lost.
Yeah, it was.
We'll do 5 seasons. It'll all be on an island. Oh wait, we'll put a 12-year-old. No, wait. Oh shit, he's 17. Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they show up outside the hilltop. And Carl says, why don't you come with me and we'll kill him together. We'll be Bonnie and Clyde. Our dream. And
but all Enid wanted to do was go to Hilltop and put some balloons on Abraham's grave.
Yeah. My first thought was, where'd you get the helium? And then on the second watch through, I realized they were tied on there. And I was like, damn, I can't use it. But I brought it up because it was fun.
I thought that too at first. I'm like, are they kind of floating a little bit? No, I saw that. I mean, I knew they were attached, but like they were hanging up, like they were kind of like wanting to go up.
Yeah, I thought somebody did a really good job, and I was like, wow, they decorated. But yeah, wrong grave, and Maggie didn't have the heart to tell her.
Yeah, but Sasha's like, who put balloons on Abraham's grave? Sasha,
right,
Sasha, the dream killer.
Like total dream killer. So Enid and Maggie have a big hug it out moment. And then Enid and Maggie Sasha comes in and they have a big dinner and they sit around and hold hands and do kumbaya, and everything's going to be great for that.
And Maggie gives Enid Glenn's watch.
Yeah, no. Maggie gives her father's watch, not to the child in her belly. No. To the rando girl that Carl's going to bang.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a history with Glenn and Enid. I mean, you know, they did help each other out and get back to Alexandria. But yeah, you figure you'd hold on to this and give it to your child as a remembrance of your dead dad. But then she said something like that, like we don't need anything to remember him by. We've got our memories, and that's good enough.
And then we'll remember Enid and Glenn from Under the Trash Can. Glenn, she wasn't so much helping him as being chased by him. So, does she deserve Herschel's watch? No, I don't think she does.
No.
I thought that was a pretty shitty move to be like, no, not to Glenn's unborn child. No, I'm going to go ahead and give you the watch. And that was crap. I didn't like that. So boo on them for that. The balloons, Negan. Okay. So Carl works his way into the thing, and he's off to do what he's got to do. And that takes us through tonight's episode. I didn't see the next one because the person that downloads it doesn't put them on there.
Well, I'm not sure what we're going to get next week because the preview said in the coming weeks ahead. So they showed clips from a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if it's stuff that's actually going to be a next week episode or in random bits of the next 3 episodes before the finale. So I have absolutely no idea what's coming next week.
It's going to be another boring episode, I'm telling you, because nothing really happens in the comics for, like 3 more issues, really. I mean, until Carl arrives.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy. You caught the best part. So I don't know what the future holds. We shall see. Earlier today, I was playing around and I posted up all over the place. With Thanksgiving coming up, which 4 characters would you want to invite over for Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I didn't read too deeply into it, but briefly.
Yeah, we didn't need to get. I didn't want to get too deep, but we got tons of responses because we posted it up in all kinds of different places. A lot of the ladies went with a very a tasty treat edition more. With Rick, Daryl, Negan, and Jesus being among the top.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, ladies. We get you.
Yeah, we know where the bread's buttered.
Right. With the guys, Maggie, Sasha, Michonne, Carol. A lot of Carol. Let's see here. We got Glenn, Maggie, Daryl, and Tara. Rosita, Maggie, Sasha, and Carol. That's a dude.
Yeah.
And I applaud your dinner table, sir. That's Anthony Vance, and he's in the Walking Dead Zombies group.
Okay.
Shout outs. I got lots of these. All right, let's see. Let's pick a group.
Tammy says, how dare they leave out Ezekiel? He had pomegranate.
Right. The Walking Dead Club. Oh, no, that was for this. Sorry. Whoops. So many responses today. Crazy. Here we go. Jesus, Daryl, Negan, and Rick. Oh, shocker. Jenny Daniels said Jesus, and Jesus. I believe she may want to have dinner with Jesus.
You think?
Merle, Lizzie, the governor, and Bob.
Oh, jeez.
Now that's a group right there.
That would
Merle,
make for
Lizzie, the governor, and Bob. Would we be serving Bob, or are we having Bob for dinner, or is Bob coming over for dinner?
Yeah, can you imagine what Thanksgiving at Terminus would be like?
We're having stuffed Tom.
Yeah. Tom Duckin.
Rick, Michonne, Daryl, and Carol. I would figure that to be about the most popular foursome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to get Carol in there somewhere because that woman knows how to cook with almost anything.
See, I'd invite Carol over to cook, sure. But is she the best? Well, she'd give you that polite, crappy dinner conversation, and I don't dig that.
You know, if it was the Carol from the Kingdom, that would be fun for dinner.
It would be fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It would be
just
amazing.
not look at the flowers, Carol.
Victoria, who was with us in the chat last week, she said Daryl, Rick, Negan, and Jesus. And I have no problem giving Negan half of my meal. That's a good one. I like that one. I didn't see that Jesus, and Jesus one. That was great. Let's see. This group. Daryl, Michonne, Eugene, and Sasha. Interesting pairing. Let's see. Daryl, Michonne, and maybe this new guy with the tiger. I don't want Shiva getting scraps off the table, so no, I'm going to have to leave the tiger at home on this one.
No, I think Shiva would get her own plate.
I'm surprised at the lack of Carl. I mean, where's Carl? Where's Carl, folks? Nobody wants to feed the kid.
Well, nobody wants to deal with some angsty teenager sitting at the table, man. He's just going to sit there and mope the entire time.
There's a couple. Daryl, Rick, Michonne, and Carl. That's pretty much big four.
That's like the family.
Yeah, Daryl, Carol, Sasha, and Eugene. A lot of Daryl, of course. Everybody wants to feed Daryl.
Yeah, because Daryl looks like he needs some food after the last time we've seen him.
Well, he's got solid food sandwiches.
Yeah, he's got all the Alpo he can eat, right?
So I ask you, sir, as we wind this down to the end, who are your 4 people that you would like to have over for Thanksgiving dinner?
Jeez.
Oh, a giant can of pudding. Fuck right, we should have a giant can of pudding.
Yeah.
We have a Walkiing Dead Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a giant can of pudding.
We do the giant can of pudding.
I'm home alone. I can do that. Holy crap!
Oh.
Big can of pudding coming
I'm gonna see you next Monday. You're just gonna have pudding stains all over your mouth, aren't you?
All black. I'll be like 5,000 more pounds than I am now.
Let's see.
Get me a bucket.
If I had to choose 4, probably as far as like some of the interesting ones, I'd probably go with Rick, just because I've always liked the character. Not Marge Rick, the Rick Grimes that we like.
Because it would be fun to watch him try to cut his turkey.
Yeah, one-handed Rick. Morgan.
Oh yeah, I like Morgan. That'd be good.
I like Morgan. Morgan's interesting. Jesus, because Jesus is just a fun character. And Abraham. I'd have to say Abraham because he'd just be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, I think I'd have to have Abraham. That's a gimme. He would. I mean, somebody has to say grace, and he would be the guy to do that. He'd hail America and all that, and it'd be wonderful. I'm going to have Michonne there,
of course.
Somebody's got to carve the turkey, yo. She can do it. I'm gonna bring Beth over because Beth was a piece. Sorry, but Beth was hot. So yeah, Beth's coming over for dinner. And if I gotta pick one last person.
Yeah, I probably want to switch out Jesus for Maggie because I realize it's a very dude-centric dinner,
Right? You got a sausage party going on.
Yeah, let's get Maggie in there.
All right, you can have that. One more. I'd like to be somebody interesting. Penny.
Oh, just chain her up in the corner.
Yeah, just chain up in the corner.
Give her a leg.
Penny don't care if it's dark meat. And then we can serve her Bob.
Yeah.
See, that's why nobody would eat Bob, because everybody likes white meat. Thanksgiving. Anyway. All right, that was the most racist joke I could end with. Hey, it's Trump's America. I can do what I want.
There you go.
By the way, using that as a catch-all for everything I say and do is the greatest side effect of this.
You got 4 years of it at least.
I know. It's so great. So, Thanks, everybody. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Oh, we can invite the heads in the tank. Yeah, that'll be fun.
We need something to watch, right? 32 channels and nothing to watch.
Showing crazy cheese, some Kansas SpaghettiOs, and some fried squirrels. All right, there are tons of squirrels around here. I sit out on my balcony. I sit out on my balcony every night and think like Daryl would have a field day here.
There's a couple that run around my work.
Really?
I have a little spot where I sit and have a cigarette on my break. There's always a couple squirrels running up and down the trees.
At any time, I can probably look out during the day and see like 7 to 12 squirrels just randomly about. They're basically rats. I mean, that's all they are. They're tree rats.
Yeah, with big tails.
Yeah, but they're cute and furry. And oh, look at the cute little. No, they're fucking evil, vile little creatures. Did you see the video of the little squirrel catapult on Facebook today?
I don't think I did.
Look around because it's funny as shit. Somebody put like a laundry basket tethered to some bungees, and then when the squirrel jumps up in it to grab the food, it just.
Oh shit! Oh, that sounds fucked up but funny.
That's comedy. And at the end of this, there should pop up a disclaimer. Monkey Caviar does not think you should hurt animals. No. Please don't. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. Hopefully this season starts picking up because all these
it's kind of reminding me of the second half of season 4.
Yeah, it's getting snoozy.
But at least there's interesting characters, with Negan and some of these other saviors, hanging around.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of setup, so they better start delivering some of the goodies. That's all we're saying. We've dealt with 4 weeks of standalone, one place at a time episodes.
Yeah.
So all right, let's mix it up next week and show us a good time. Show us around town, as it were. There
you go. I like it.
All right, you got anything else to talk about?
No, I think we got a good grasp on what was going on here.
Right on. How'd you feel about Westworld?
I liked it.
That's good. It wasn't as revelation filled as the episode prior.
It wasn't mind shattering like the last episode was, but it's with only 2 episodes left, there's I'm really curious to where that's going to go, especially Maeve.
Oh, I love Maeve, man. She's my fave. Maeve, fave.
Man, she's got some shit going on with her now.
Oh, she's the greatest character ever. I love that Danny Newton is doing that. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So give her an Emmy.
Yeah.
And keep our favorite shows on the air. All right. That's going to do it. Until next week, enjoy your Thanksgiving, folks. And we'll be back to talk Walking Dead next week on Where's Carl. Until then, love many, trust few, and do harm to no one. Peace.